He burned cities, built an empire, survived a miracle in the fire. But nothing humbled him like what God did next. Imagine being so proud that God turns you from a king on a throne into a man eating grass like an animal. Nebuchadnezzar thought no God could stop him, until one dream, one fire, and one moment in a field changed everything. This is the story of how God broke the pride of a king, not to destroy him, but to save him. Daniel, chapter 1 to chapter 4.
The year was dark for Jerusalem. From the walls of the city, people watched dust rise on the horizon like a storm. It wasn't a storm. It was the army of Babylon, tens of thousands of soldiers in bronze and iron, banners snapping in the wind, chariots rumbling like thunder. At their head rode King Nebuchadnezzar. He was not yet old, but already feared. His beard was carefully trimmed, his robes embroidered with gold threads shaped like lions and eagles. He had eyes that missed nothing and a heart that trusted in his own power.
"Jerusalem will fall,"
he said coldly, gazing at the city.
"Their God will not save them."
The siege was long and merciless. Walls that had stood for generations shook under Babylonian battering rams. Starvation and fear crept through Jerusalem's streets like invisible enemies. At last, the gates were broken. Smoke coiled up from the temple as soldiers poured through the streets. The treasures of God's house, gold vessels, sacred objects, were taken and loaded onto wagons. Chains were placed on young men chosen from the royal family and noble families of Judah, strong, intelligent, and promising. Among them were 4 whose names heaven already knew well: Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Nebuchadnezzar did not know their names yet. To him, they were just trophies of war, young men who would serve in his court. Daniel chapter 1, verse 2. Years passed. Babylon flourished. Nebuchadnezzar's palace glittered with carved stone and glazed brick. Great lions of yellow and brown marched along the walls. The city's hanging gardens, if you stood beneath them, seemed to float in the air like a slice of green heaven. The king often walked on his rooftop, admiring what he had built.
"Is this not Babylon the Great?"
he would say to himself.
"That I have built by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty."
But one night, his confidence cracked. Nebuchadnezzar woke up with his heart pounding. The room was silent, the lamps flickering low, but he felt as if the echo of something immense still hung in the air.
"I had a dream,"
he said, pressing his hand against his chest,
"and it terrifies me."
In the dream, he had seen a statue, towering, gleaming, terrifying in its brilliance. Its head was pure gold, its chest and arms were silver, its belly and thighs were bronze, its legs were iron, its feet were a strange mixture of iron and clay. Then, suddenly, a stone, cut without hands, flew from nowhere, struck the statue at its feet, and shattered it. Gold, silver, bronze, iron, clay, all crumbled and blew away like chaff in the wind. But the stone grew and grew until it became a mountain that filled the whole earth. Nebuchadnezzar summoned his wise men at once, magicians, enchanters, astrologers, and sorcerers.
"I have had a dream,"
he said, eyes hard.
"and my spirit is troubled to know what it means."
They bowed deeply.
"Tell us the dream, O king, and we will interpret it."
But Nebuchadnezzar did not trust them. He had seen flattery before. He knew how easily mouths could lie.
"No,"
he said.
"You tell me the dream and its interpretation, or you will be torn limb from limb, and your houses made ruins."
Terror spread through the hall like cold wind. The wise men stammered.
"No man on earth can do what you ask, O king,"
they cried.
"Only the gods could do such a thing, and they do not live among men."
The king's face darkened with rage.
"Then all of you are useless,"
he declared.
"Guards, carry out my orders. All the wise men of Babylon will be put to death.
That order included Daniel and his 3 friends. Daniel chapter 2, verse 13. When the commander of the guard came with the decree of death, Daniel did not panic. He asked with calm respect,
"Why is the decree from the king so urgent?"
Hearing what had happened, Daniel requested time from Nebuchadnezzar.
"Give me a little time, and I will show the king the interpretation."
That night, Daniel and his friends prayed to the God of heaven. They did not trust in their own minds or the gods of Babylon. They trusted in the Lord who had let them be taken into exile, the Lord who still ruled over all kings. In the quiet of the night, God revealed the mystery to Daniel in a vision. Daniel praised him.
He changes times and seasons. He removes kings and raises up kings.
The next day, Daniel was brought before Nebuchadnezzar. The king watched him carefully. This Hebrew was young, but his eyes were clear and steady.
Are you able to make known to me the dream which I have seen, and its interpretation?
Nebuchadnezzar asked. Daniel replied,
No wise man, enchanter, magician, or astrologer can show the king this mystery. But there is a God in heaven who reveals secrets, and he has made known to King Nebuchadnezzar what will be in the latter days.
Then Daniel told him the dream exactly, every detail.
You, O king, were watching,
He began.
and behold, a great image.
Nebuchadnezzar's eyes widened. This was his dream, word for word. Daniel continued.
You, O king, are the head of gold.
He explained that God had given Nebuchadnezzar power, strength, and glory, and made him ruler over many lands.
But after you
Daniel said,
shall arise another kingdom inferior to yours, then a third kingdom of bronze, and a fourth kingdom strong as iron. And in the days of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed. The stone that struck the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. This is the dream,
Daniel concluded.
and this is the interpretation. The great God has made known to the king what shall come to pass. The dream is certain, and its interpretation sure.
Nebuchadnezzar rose to his feet in astonishment.
Truly,
He said, voice full of awe.
your God is the God of gods and the Lord of kings and a revealer of secrets.
Daniel chapter 2, verse 47. He promoted Daniel to a high position and placed him over the wise men of Babylon. But though Nebuchadnezzar had bowed in awe, his heart was not yet truly humbled. The seed of pride was still alive. In time, the dream of the statue twisted inside Nebuchadnezzar's mind. If he was the head of gold, why should the gold stop at the head? Driven by pride, he ordered a massive statue built, 60 cubits high, shining with gold, standing on the plain of Dura. It caught the sunlight and blazed like a second sun. A herald proclaimed,
To you it is commanded, O peoples, nations, and languages, that when you hear the sound of the horn, flute, harp, lyre, and all kinds of music, you shall fall down and worship the golden image that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. Whoever does not fall down and worship shall be cast immediately into a blazing furnace.
The music sounded. People dropped to their knees like tall grass in the wind. But 3 men remained standing, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, now known in Babylon as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It did not take long for jealous officials to report them.
There are certain Jews
They said to Nebuchadnezzar,
whom you have set over the affairs of Babylon. They do not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up.
Nebuchadnezzar was furious.
Bring them to me.
He roared.
Is it true
The king demanded,
that you do not serve my gods or worship the golden image which I have set up? I will give you another chance. When you hear the music, fall down and worship the image. If you do not, you shall be thrown at once into a burning fiery furnace. And what God will deliver you out of my hands?
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered with a quiet strength that shook the throne room more than any shout.
"O Nebuchadnezzar,"
They said,
we have no need to answer you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to deliver us, and he will deliver us from your hand, O king. But even if he does not, be it known to you that we do not serve your gods, nor will we worship the image."
Nebuchadnezzar's face twisted with rage. He ordered the furnace heated 7 times hotter than usual. The strongest soldiers in his army tied the 3 men and threw them in. The fire was so intense it killed the soldiers who came near. Nebuchadnezzar watched from a safe distance, breathing heavily. He expected screams. Instead, he saw something that made him leap to his feet.
Did we not cast 3 men bound into the fire?
He shouted.
Yes, O king.
His advisors replied.
Look,
Nebuchadnezzar cried.
I see 4 men walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt, and the form of the 4th is like a son of the gods.
The king rushed as close as he dared.
Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out and come here.
He called. They stepped out. The flames had not touched them. Their hair was not singed, their robes unburned. They did not even smell like smoke. Nebuchadnezzar's voice trembled.
Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego,
He said,
who has sent his angel and delivered his servants who trusted in him. There is no other God who can deliver in this way.
Daniel chapter 3, verse 28. Again, the king honored the God of heaven, but still his own pride was not fully broken. One day, as the years passed and his kingdom grew even more splendid, Nebuchadnezzar had another dream. Again he was troubled. Again he called his wise men. Again they failed. Finally, Daniel came.
I saw a tree.
Nebuchadnezzar said,
It was in the midst of the earth, and its height was great. Its top reached to the heavens. It was visible to the end of the whole earth. Its leaves were beautiful, and its fruit abundant. Beasts of the field sheltered under it. Birds of the heavens lived in its branches, and all flesh was fed from it. Then a watcher, a holy one, came down from heaven and cried, Chop down the tree, cut off its branches, strip its leaves, and scatter its fruit. Let the beasts flee from under it, and the birds from its branches. But leave the stump and its roots in the earth, bound with iron and bronze, in the grass of the field. Let his mind be changed from a man's, and let a beast's mind be given to him, and let 7 times pass over him, so that the living may know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and gives it to whom he will, and sets over it even the lowliest of people.
Nebuchadnezzar looked at Daniel.
Tell me what it means.
Daniel fell silent for a moment. His face grew pale. The interpretation was clear and terrible.
My lord,
Daniel said gently,
may the dream be for those who hate you, and its interpretation for your enemies. The tree that you saw, it is you, O king. You have grown and become strong. Your greatness reaches to heaven, and your dominion to the ends of the earth. But the decree of the Most High is this: you shall be driven from among men. You shall live with the beasts of the field, and be made to eat grass like oxen. You shall be wet with the dew of heaven, and 7 times shall pass over you, until you know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, and gives it to whomever he will. Yet,
Daniel added with hope in his voice,
the stump of the tree, with its roots, was left in the ground. That means your kingdom will be restored to you when you acknowledge that heaven rules. Therefore, O king, let my counsel be acceptable to you. Break off your sins by doing what is right, and your iniquities by showing mercy to the poor. Perhaps there may be a lengthening of your prosperity.
Daniel chapter 4, verse 27. Nebuchadnezzar listened. He respected Daniel, but the warning did not soak into his heart deeply enough. Time passed, nothing happened, and the king remained proud. 12 months later, Nebuchadnezzar walked again on the rooftop of his royal palace in Babylon. Evening light bathed the city in gold. Towers glowed. Gardens swayed in the breeze above, watered by hidden channels. The Euphrates River curved like a silver snake through the city. The king spread his arms as if embracing it all.
"Is not this great Babylon,"
He said,
"which I have built by my mighty power as a royal residence and for the glory of my majesty?"
The words were still on his lips when a voice fell from heaven like a thunderclap. "O King Nebuchadnezzar, to you it is spoken. The kingdom has departed from you." In that moment, something in his mind shattered. The proud thoughts that had always filled his heart scattered like birds. Confusion rushed in. The crown felt heavy on his head. The walls of the palace seemed to tilt. He staggered. Servants reached for him, but he pushed them away, wild-eyed, no longer thinking like a man. He fled, out of the palace, out of the city, into the fields. Days blurred into nights. The king of Babylon became a wandering creature. He lived under the open sky, wet with dew each morning. His hair grew long and tangled, hanging down like feathers. His nails thickened and curved like claws. He crawled on all fours, eating grass like an ox. But heaven was not mocking him. Heaven was healing him. Every mouthful of grass, every cold night under the stars, every shiver of his unprotected body was a lesson written in his bones. You are not God. You are not ultimate. You are dust. The Most High rules over all, and your breath is in his hands. 7 periods of time passed. At last, one day, something in Nebuchadnezzar's mind cleared. It was like a fog lifting. He raised his eyes to the sky in the long habit of beasts, but this time a human awareness returned with his gaze.
"I remember,"
he thought.
"I remember the God Daniel spoke of, the God who revealed mysteries, the God who saved those 3 men from the fire, the God who warned me."
And there, in the field, with dirt under his nails and grass on his lips, Nebuchadnezzar did the most kingly thing he had ever done. He lifted his eyes to heaven and acknowledged the one above him. His officials, who had long since taken over the rule, came to him. They saw the clarity in his eyes. They recognized that the authority of leadership had returned to him. Yet there was something new as well: humility. His throne was given back. His kingdom was restored. In fact, his greatness increased even more than before. But this time, Nebuchadnezzar knew the truth.
"I, Nebuchadnezzar,"
He declared,
"praise and extol and honor the King of heaven. For all his works are right and his ways are just. And those who walk in pride, he is able to humble."
the man who had once boasted, "What God can deliver you out of my hand?" now bowed his own heart to the God who had delivered him from his enemies, from fire, and finally from his own pride. And that was his truest victory, not conquering Jerusalem, not building Babylon, not ruling nations, but learning to bend his crown before the Lord of all kings. The story of King Nebuchadnezzar teaches us that God is in control of all kings and kingdoms. Pride always leads to a fall. God warns before he judges. God is able to deliver out of fire and out of madness. Earthly glory fades, God's kingdom stands forever. And those who walk in pride, God is able to humble, but he humbles to heal, not just to hurt.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for another interesting Bible story.